So speaking of Howard Stern,
you won't hear Jimmy say anything back.
Jimmy,
what?
Look, can you blame Jimmy though? He's
trying to keep his options open.
No, I'm not.
When the Titanic goes down, he knows how to jump onto the Lusitania.
Let me tell you something.
When that thing sinks, he's right aboard the Edmund Fitzgerald.
You're the guy that knocked the women and children off the raft to get a space.
Right. Listen to me.
You're that guy.
Not only did I stay on the Titanic,
pussy.
but I sat in my seat all the way down to the bottom and waited for someone to come 50 years later and bring it up with the entire crew. The Lusitania rode by, and so did a few other ships, and I went, fuck them. I'll wait here for this dumb boat to get brought back up.
You know what? He makes a good point.
Of course I do.
Right. You smashed me in the face with that one. You're right.
He's a survivor.
You're right. No, I talked about Boss the other day. Norton was the same guy. He could have went on a lot of shows.
Oh, what ship are you going to go on? The one where there's a huge, beautiful stateroom, but you would have to stay in the bilge?
I'm not.
Stop it. But that ship wasn't even going to stop for you.
No, but that's the point I'm making. Is like when we were off the air, people say, "Why don't you trash Howard?" I'll tell you right.
Your quarters is by the stern.
I was never offered to do the show. They never asked me. They never approached me. They probably never would because of my association with you guys. And I never tried to get on it.
Anchors away.
This is where I want to be. But my problem with trashing him, it's not that I'm afraid to trash him. It's that you guys have a legitimate problem. You understand? And it's two famous people going at each other. And I feel dishonest jumping on and getting my name in there to trash someone more famous than me who hasn't. You understand what I mean? That's why I don't do it. I've told you that a million times.
Oh, boy.
I hear you.
It's completely true.
All right. You weren't involved when there was the gag order on the old show. Of course.
I was there, but it just...
Of course you weren't.
He knows not to go up to the lifeboat guy and
when
say,
Howard went to the bosses,
if this ship sinks, asshole, I want a seat.
When Howard went to the bosses and said, make Opie Anthony stop talking about me, you weren't doing the radio show.
I absolutely was doing the show, but it was a fight.
And it didn't affect you at all, being one of these martyrs of free speech.
It's not that it didn't affect me or it didn't irritate me, but it's almost, for me, it's dishonest for me to start it's like Mancow. Mancow, you guys know I'm friends with Mancow. I like Cow. You guys hate him, and I didn't do the show.
That's true, because he didn't bash Don and Mike.
Don and Mike, I personally didn't like. I didn't like those guys. I didn't like them.
Let me tell you the problem.
First of all, they're cornballs, and they're not friends. I didn't respect what they did.
Let me tell you my problem with Mancow. First of all, he's the biggest pussy, and he's been trying to be Anthony and I's friends for years. He wanted us to get him involved with Infinity Broadcasting when we were big stars over there. And, and then stupid Bob in L.A., we had the same agent, was trying to, set up like a little meet and greet in Chicago where we'd fly to freaking Chicago, hang out with Mancow, and have steaks and try to get on the same team.
Hey, we have a lot in common. We could discuss how we give Bob 10% of our money.
Yeah, but the problem is the guy is a phony. When we were off the air, he tried to hire all our guys because his show, quite frankly, blows. It's not as good as it used to be. So he knew the success that Ant and I were having, and he actually... you want in on this or no? I mean, he actually contacted Ben and Steve and everybody and was trying to hire our people while we were down and out and, sitting at home playing with our puds, okay? And this is the real reason why I think Mancow is a big, fat fucking phony. He goes on Fox when we get fired, and he basically said, I know those guys, I've talked to those guys, and they are scumbags.
Liar.
Okay, here's the deal. I've never talked to Mancow in my life.
Right.
It was always through Bob trying to set things up. This guy went on TV when we got fired because they were looking for DJs to talk about Anthony and I when we did our whole Sex for Sam thing, so they had to dig up all these guys.
Them all out, Waddle Doodle.
That never really got national exposure. Excuse me. They got Mancow and I forget all the guys. There's a whole list of them.
Degrees man.
Yeah, it was Mancow got in on this. All right. This isn't the CD I was looking for, but wait, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, this is what Mancow said about us on Fox News. We don't forget anything on this radio show. We document everything. I never met this guy.
We're scumbags to him because we didn't talk to him, not because we talked to him.
You say what you want about
say
what you want about our radio show. I don't really care. If you think we're dirtbags because you listen to the show and you think we're not, whatever, that's fine. But to say as a person I'm a dirtbag and you've never met me, now we got a problem. I mean, my brother literally wants to fly to Chicago and beat the crap out of the guy.
Now you get the hell out of here.
By the way,
this is really long though. I just want the part about, huh?
I just grabbed it on the fly.
Well, you got to turn up your mic too, Eric. It's all right.
Can I say
we're not going to waste 4 minutes on his little time in the spotlight over our fuck up. So,
yeah. Sweetie, When you said Don and Mike before, another difference in that is I was there when the Don and Mike problem started. I was there. I was a part of that whole problem starting.
All right.
And I didn't like those
But
guys.
to say that,
they were rude. I said hi to the guy once, he didn't ignore
Then you
me.
met us and you've talked to us and all that, and we're dirtbags. You know, that's whatever, dude. You know, you're a phony, and you know it. You really are. Oh, you got it up to the part where Mancow says he met us and stuff? Yeah. You want to play that really fast? This is what Mancow said. Oh, well, now there's a panic in that other room.
Why?
Because they're both thinking of different things.
Are they fighting over whose
time.
hair is better suited for the gay community? Oh, back in the game.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
The rookie went 0 for 4. They had to bring Cal back in.
It was a false alarm, only a minor strain on the hamstring.
I think it was all that pine tar on your helmet.
These guys.
All right. You got it, Steve? So I'll set it up again. Never met Mancow. Never talked to Mancow. But all these jocks had a great opportunity when Anthony and I, effed up with the Sex for Sam thing, and they were all over national TV. They were scrambling for guys to talk about us. Half the people that were on TV during that time never met us, never listened to the show.
Half?
Most?
A lot more than half.
I'm being kind, I guess.
Did
And
Greaseman
listen to-
trash you or no?
Huh?
Did he
Greaseman?
trash you or just he was kind of actually right?
He was using that opportunity to try to get back into
Radio.
and win back.
And most of these
the
guys
public
said
opinion.
that Anthony and I would never work in radio again, by the way.
Waddle doodle.
Opie
Hey,
and
I'm
Anthony.
back on the air. The Greaseman Show. Hey, you know why? Why are black people so tall? 'Cause they're Negroes. Get it? Negroes. Thank you. No, it didn't work. I'm not back. Waddle doodle.
Opie and Anthony always win in the end. But, Mancow felt like he knew us so well that he needed to get on and get some FaceTime.
And listen to this fake
and he said
radio
this.
hack
And
voice.
he said this. Go ahead.
These guys are dirtbags.
Wah.
I know these guys. We have the same agent. That's the only thing I feel bad about. I don't want my guy to lose money over these two jag-offs, as we would call them in Chicago. They're bad guys. Say la vie, goodbye. Don't lump everybody in with these idiots.
Oh, they're...
That's really
lump
getting
in
me
with the-
worked up, man.
lump in with these idiots. Guess who's trying to get on satellite radio?
That
Guess
is
who, guess
really
who
getting me worked
is
up.
seeing our names in the press a lot and is like, there's my future.
Yeah, through our mutual agent.
Hey, work a deal out so I could get on satellite radio, too. Could you do that? Because these two jag-offs, that's how we talk in Chicago, jag-off. You're a jag-off, you dickbag.
You
fuck
phony.
nut.
You did not sit down with all our people to try to make your show better, but we stink that bad, right? We stink that bad that you called Ben and Steve and I think even Stinky, right? Or was it just you and Steve? A lot of people. Because he wanted to restructure his show because the people around him he hates.
Don't lump me in with all these people, the same, these jag-offs.
What, lump yourself in with people that have a national name in the business? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
What an ass.
How's that Whip It Out Wednesday going for you?
Yeah.
Because guys want to see cocks on the road, you idiot.
Oops, I made a mistake. I called it Whip It Out Wednesday. It's supposed to be Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Whip It Out means pull your cock out like Mancow likes it.
He had bumper stickers and everything made that said Whip It Out Wednesday. That's smart.
What a fake, over-energetic dickbag.
There's one more clip left. It's 30 seconds if you want to hear that.
Sure, why not? I like when Anthony gets all pissed off.
Okay.
My conversation with my managers, they know I'm never going to have people having sex in a church. I mean, listen to what we're saying. Listen to the fact that we're debating this. Is it so many years of Clinton that we even debate this? They had sex in a church. You're done. You don't deserve to have the tool of radio anymore. Goodbye. See you later, losers. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. So I can't even believe we're debating this. And what are managers saying? To me, they're saying nothing because they know I would never do something so stupid.
Oh, shut up.
And after that, Mancow, you did not call my people trying to get in a meeting with me personally. You didn't, right? Like, I was hearing things like, I don't understand why Opie and Anthony won't sit down and talk with me. That didn't happen, right? I just want to make sure that didn't happen. I want to make sure you didn't call Ben and Steve and try to hire them when they were out of work and Aunt and I were out of work trying to get our careers back together. That didn't happen either, right? Because we're such dirtbags and don't know what we're doing on the radio, right?
All these
Just want to make sure. Want to make sure that didn't happen.
All these guys, they were so
Bob
brave
doesn't
when
call
we
me
were
every-
thrown off the fucking air. They were so... Then they took the opportunity to get on every show they could and call us jagoffs.
Where's some of the others,
And
man?
bash
We're riled
us.
up. Get some other ones on. Get some other ones
They
on.
knew we were going to be sitting for 2 fucking years, so
So then they took their shots.
that's when they take their
That's
shots.
when Howard Stern started saying Opie and Anthony,
Yeah.
Opie and Anthony, Opie and Anthony.
And the brave, witty Mancow decides that's when he's going to get on again. And all these guys are losers. I talk to my people, my managers. That's when he's going to be the big brave guy. What a bunch of pussy asses.
And they all did it, and we had to sit at home for like a couple years and just eat it.
I hope you're having fun doing your pablum milk toast show over there, man douchebag cockhead. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're having fun being scrutinized with every word that comes out of your untalented, shitty mouth. I hope you're having fun. Hope you're having fun with the risk of getting fined if you talk about anything. Anything. And I hope you have fun when you get thrown off the air.
I love how...
And the know-it-alls gather around and go on Fox News and CNN and start bashing your untalented, stupid ass.
And all these guys are looking at us now, and they are so frustrated and jealous because now
Not
we
quite didn't quite get hit on the ass with the door, did we, man? Cock. Yeah, ugh. What a goon.
Another hypocrite.
Your buddy there,
He said
Norton?
I know him a
That's
long
your
time.
buddy.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know you've known
That's
him a
your
long
buddy.
time, and whatever.
My buddy, wherever I go, he goes, my buddy.
Yes, Sex Bagel.
I have one more clip, which is from the very beginning of the Fox News piece, if you want to hear that.
All right, let's hear this.
Okay.
Ah!
Honestly, I think it's like, do other corporate guys look up to the Enron officials? I think these guys were bad eggs. Opie and Acne, not a fan.
Oh,
didn't
that's
like them
good.
as people. And I think this is as easy as it gets. And what scares me is the woman, you got that email, Karen from Michigan, you put that up. Let's get rid of all of them. The fact is, Dan Rather called what I have to say hate radio. They call Bill O'Reilly hate TV. What I do is not shock radio. I have an opinion. It doesn't go along with the liberal media, and so therefore I'm labeled a shock jock. Look, I study to be a minister, John. These people having sex in a church, they're
the
filthy,
fuck
they're
up.
animals, and I don't like being lumped in with them. And frankly,
Yeah.
I don't think they should ever be allowed to work again.
Oh, good. You don't think we should ever be allowed to work again?
Thank
well,
God
Opie,
you
I'm
thought
going
that.
home. I'm going home.
What
if
a
man
dick.
cock.
Yeah, he doesn't like the fact that a couple allegedly had sex in a church because he studied to be a minister, but he had no problem with us when he realized that we could help his career.
Yeah. The Reverend Martin Luther Mancow. Minister. What a guy. Fuck off, you tool. What a dick.
And he had that comment about us personally. He never, ever talked to us or met us.
Have fun.
I refused. Bob, because, we have the same agent from time to time, calls, come on, man. Maybe, he's going to be in New York. Maybe you guys can get together, see what happens. I'm like, Bob, do you watch TV, you idiot?
I hear what's going on. I hear his ratings are in the shitter because he's had to change his show so much because of the FCC regulations.
Well, all of a sudden he decided he wants to be Sean Hannity, and there's only one Sean Hannity. You can't be Sean Hannity.
He'll be gone soon, just like everyone on regular radio. And by that time, sorry, we'll probably be all full up over here. What an ass. Ugh.
You got more, right? Eric made a whole freaking volume of people that trashed us on trash.
That's
us
all we
on
have in
TV.
Mancow on Fox
Oh,
News.
what,
all right,
what
well-
a shame.
We'll break out another one maybe tomorrow or later. Okay. All right. Very good.
I'm sure he's on the phone, hot and heavy, trying to call Stern so he can end up on Stern's little network. Yeah, I hate that guy. Call up Bob. Could you see if you could get me in there? What a weaselly liar, jerk off. Ugh.
That felt good. Yeah.
One of those radio weasel guys that behind the scenes are just doing stuff, and they try to put on this persona on the air like they're someone else. Just stop it already. Your phony act is so transparent.
So weird. A lot of people listen to the guys that'll never work in radio again. It's very strange.
Yeah. Again, we're never going to work again. I remember the first time we weren't going to work again. When ass wipes like Charles Laquadera were bashing us in Boston. Remember when he was on the morning shows?
Yeah.
After we got fired?
Legendary morning guy
saying
in
how
Boston.
we're done?
Right.
I hope a volcano explodes on you in Hawaii or wherever the fuck you are. And getting bashed by Mark Perreno was fun, too.
Did he
when
bash
we got
you guys?
fired. Of course he did. Of course he did. Getting bashed by him, another one. Great. You got any PlayStations to give away to young black boys before you fuck them in the ass? Huh? No? All out, I guess. All out, I guess. Another genius. Another genius who was bashing us. And then Mancow, sitting there in Chicago with his ratings plummeting. Plummeting because of restrictions. He can't do the shocking show like Opie said. He wants to now be a political talker. Good luck. Good luck. It's hard to go to political talk when you're shoving stuff up chicks' asses in your studio. We know.
Yeah, we blew that a long time ago.
At least we're not phony about it.
We can't run for office. We know that.
Old mongoloid head Tom Likas, another one. They all jumped on the bandwagon.
Had a lot of fun at our
So easy to
expense.
jump on our show when we weren't on the air anymore.
Howard. Got to keep saying
Howard,
Howard.
another one.
Howard with finally saying our names because he knew we couldn't fight back
Oh,
at
my
that point.
God. Please.
Howard, the biggest pussy out there that only goes after people he knows he could beat up on the air.
Guy would run to Mel Karmazin
But when
at
it
every
comes
turn.
down to a real challenge, oh, no. You're not going to hear Howard really go after us.
Anytime
We made
bash
fun of
him.
Howard's girl's tits.
Yeah.
You know, but Imus made fun of Howard's girlfriend, and Howard went right on the air with Imus and beat the crap out of him.
Threatened to sue.
But here we are talking about Howard Stern's daughter's tits.
Yeah.
And how juicy and big they are, and the pussy that has nothing to say. These
Yeah.
guys are a bunch of phonies when it comes down to it.
Oh, but off the air, all you heard was, well, Opie and Anthony, what a couple of idiots.
Make them shut up, Mel.
They're going to ruin it for everybody.
Make them shut up, Mel. Make them shut up, Mel. Well, Mel's not around anymore.
Nah. All of them.
And your company hates you, and they're trying to figure out how to get you off the air, you idiot.
So brave. They're so brave. Running behind the scenes.
We made
Mancow running to our staff to hire him. Howard running to Mel Karmazin to shut us up. Unbelievable. Don and Mike running, trying to get any job they can. Trying to jump into whatever slot we were on.
Oh.
But they sucked so fucking bad that even though there was a vacuum after we left, they wouldn't put them on our stations.
No, they soaked up a few of our stations and blew it. Big
Yeah,
time.
they blew it.
They went to YSP.
They went
in
into
Philly?
YSP and ate it bad. They're eating it bad in Buffalo.
Are they really?
Oh, yeah,
Those
they
guys
are.
are funny, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure they are.
Another couple of geniuses. Oh, just a void.
Hey, Rock, what's up? Yo, Rock.
Hey,
What's up, buddy?
hey, this is Lost Boy.
What?
You're getting, they call me Lost Boy. You're getting slammed big time here in Chicago by Mancow.
What does he have to say today?
He's just going on about what happened to you guys 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
how even on XM you guys don't belong,
Yeah.
and that you're just basically polluting all the airwaves.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is he mentioning our names, though, saying Opie and Anthony?
Yes, he is.
What an
There you
idiot.
go.
He played right into our hands. Perfect.
Thank you. Thanks
you.
for the commercial, dickhead.
Thanks for the commercial in Chicago, man, queer.
Man, you guys are awesome. Awesome. I got rid of my Playboy for you guys.
Hey, there you go.
All right, we appreciate that.
Here's a horn for you.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
All right.
All right, Mancow yelling and screaming about us today. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to hear.
Yeah.
He's the biggest hypocrite. Ben, get on the mic. How many meetings did you take with Mancow when we were off the air? If we suck so bad and we don't know how to do radio, then why is he trying to hire our behind-the-scenes people?
I don't know. I didn't have any. He was cool to me. I'm not gonna.
That's
Why
fine
is
that
he
he was-
hounding Bob Eatman to come here?
I'm not asking you to trash him. I'm asking you just to give some
no.
facts. Did the
Hope
guy
is asking you a
Did the
question.
guy call you up many times,
Many times.
and beg you to go move to Chicago and help his stupid show because
Many
it's
times.
failing miserably? Because all of a sudden he's decided he's going to try to, take the high road and be more into politics and boring crap like that.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions.
That's
I want to
right.
have them answered immediately.
What did
Right.
What did he want from you?
Wanted me to go work for him. Wanted me to move to Chicago and work for him.
So Mancow, if we're so bad and we don't belong on the radio and we're polluting even satellite radio, then why are you trying to hire our guys? That means you kind of liked what we did, right?
Trying to hire our guys, and he's hounding our agent to try to get him on satellite radio.
Right. And who else did he try to hire?
Steve, Chris Oliver, he just went through all of us over at NEW. It was just like,
There you go.
These guys don't belong on radio. Shut up. man cock up your ass.
By the way, the ratings just came out. He's in fifth.
Showed him.
He's in 5th place in Chicago. He's not going to tell his listeners that.
Because he's had to tame his show down. Now he talks about our show and how we're, dirty? And we shouldn't be on the air. We're polluting the airwaves. But he's had to tame his show down so much. You can't send your fat fuck turd out anymore to do your little bidding because the FCC's down on your ass? So you got to sit there and make believe people are interested in your drivel, in your crap that you put over the air. As you lose ratings every time the book comes out, you lose more and more listeners because your show stinks, because you don't have the freedom to do the radio that got you ratings years ago. There you go.
That's why he changed the show.
Have fun, asshole.
Not because he saw the light. He had no choice.
No, he was forced it. He got the big FCC dick up his ass, and now he's got to shut up. Good. Go ahead, brave man. Talk about us all you want. Give us a commercial. Give us a commercial for Opie and Anthony on XM Satellite Radio every day if you want.
Yeah, watch what happens. Watch what happens in Chicago. More and more subscribers from Chicago. Thank you.
Yeah, bash us because we have the freedom to do whatever we want here, and you got to sit there on the FCC's cock with the FCC's dick in your mouth, with Colin Powell's son, his sack on your nose as you suckle on the head of his dick until a big FCC load goes in your mouth.
That's why you changed your program. You had a chance to leave regular radio and come to satellite, I do believe, right? Right?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course you didn't. They didn't want you.
Sure you did.
Idiot.
Him, all of them.
But yeah, over and over again, he was calling our guys to hire them to help his stupid show.
Yep.
And the ratings proved it once again. He's in 5th place. He's not going to tell his listeners that.
5th place.
Howard's in like 10th place in Chicago.
Good luck.
Have fun.
Good luck on that regular terrestrial radio as it goes down the crapper for the type of entertainment that Tony Danza is doing. Because that's what it's all going to be.
I'm sure it's going to work out for you. I'm sure there'll be a spot for you on satellite radio when you fail miserably because you can't do a different show. I'm sure it'll work out.
Yeah, it's already working out for you now that you've had to change your show. Oh, you'll be competing with Hannity any day now, I'm sure.
Yeah, because you're just as good as Sean Hannity.
Yeah. Don't you realize they put you on Fox on Fox to goof on you, you idiot? Not because you're intelligent. The guy actually bought into the fact that he thinks he's a news guy or something now. What does he even do?
And all these radio guys, they do have XM satellite radio, by the way. That's the only reason he's trashing us today, because he heard us trashing him.
Of course they do.
Yeah, they're listening to us.
Yep.
I could make Jim very uncomfortable right now.
Why?
Someone just sent in some instant feedback, and they took a listen to Mancow today.
Yeah.
And Mancow is claiming that he discovered Jim Norton.
Oh, there you go. Mancow.
Calm down. You had the chance to bring Jim on your show, and you chose not to because it's all about you. And then when you didn't do that, you decided to try to hire all our people behind the scenes. So shut up.
Although I would say discovering Jim Norton is right up there with saying I found the first case of ball cancer.
Bob, the trucker. What's up, Bob?
Hello, how you doing?
Good. What's going on?
I just listened to Mancow coming out of Chicago until you guys come on, and they was bad-mouthing you. Andrew was telling him about Norton, I guess, is his good buddy. Supposedly Mancow's good buddy.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Wait,
Dice.
Dice is on Mancow today?
Right.
Okay, so?
And they was bad-mouthing you guys. They was talking about Mancow said he got everybody started in this radio business.
Who was bad? Dice was bad-mouthing?
No, Mancow.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mancow's got to calm down. Did he say our names, Opie and Anthony?
Yes, he did.
There you go. Thank you.
Another commercial in Chicago for
Thank
XM
you.
Satellite Radio. Thank you. Discovered. He had the chance to hire Norton. Norton came in with Dice, and we went, holy crap, we want this guy on our show, so we made him part of our show. You know? That's the same thing with Anthony. Anthony used to do radio all over the place, and I said, oh, my God, this guy's great at doing radio, so we decided to work together. All these other stupid idiot DJs had a chance to hire someone like Anthony. And
not like I wasn't trying.
Norton, but a lot of these guys have these huge egos where it has to be about themselves, so they don't hire guys like Anthony and Norton, because they have to be the ones that have all the laughs on the show and stuff. So, God, whatever. You know Brian from yesterday?
Oh, yeah, no, I did. They're coming. Okay, I did. Break was
From
fast.
Fox and Friends. He just did a quick mention for us. Count America's best and brightest on the power of sports. And
I can talk now. Opie and Anthony, I was on yesterday. Those guys are fun. They're back on XM, that satellite radio thing. They love Mancow, by the way. 7 minutes before the top of the hour.
That was sarcastic.
Yeah, thank God, because he asked us, and we're like,
What, they play a clip?
And besides, I just said, look, I've never met the guy personally, but I just don't like the guy. I don't respect him at all because he said some real crappy stuff about Ant and I when we got fired, which is fine. But he was talking about us like he knew us personally, and that really pissed me off. He has never met us. He's never talked to us, and he's like, I met those guys, I know those guys, and whatever he said. I mean, we got the tape somewhere.
He's an ass.
Remember yesterday we were talking about, like, no one's doing real radio anymore? Mm-hmm. They're all a bunch of phonies.
Yeah.
They make believe they're somebody, and then the reality is they're just phonies. I mean,
it's very hard to do terrestrial radio these days, and a lot of these people are backpedaling.
Yeah, well, listen to this. Shock jocks defend their offensive past. This is something. Notice we're not in this article because we understand the game. We understood what we did in the past made us bigger. We're not stupid. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But these guys are backpedaling and looking like idiots. And eventually, just like Howard, their listeners will see that they're frauds.
Phonies.
Radio's current nervousness about potentially offensive content has sparked voluntary confessions of penance by several hosts whose edge has gotten them attention in the past. The often controversial Mancow, a syndicated morning host who has never been heard regularly in New York because he stinks.
What a fucking asshole this guy is. Just a complete asshole. Mancow. Ugh.
This guy is so two-faced, it's not even funny.
Yep.
Sean Hannity has become friends with us, and Sean Hannity wants us to get along with Mancow. And I go, Sean, the guy goes on your show and trashes Anthony and I hard. Mm-hmm. And then behind the scenes, not only did he try to hire our entire behind-the-scenes staff when Anthony and I didn't have a job.
Should have. It would have been the end of him.
Jesus. Then he's like going through our agent, going through Sean Hannity. He wants to be friends with you and I.
Yeah.
And then the next opportunity he gets in some kind of publication, he trashes us.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. What was the latest one, Eric? You called me up about or emailed me.
Oh, Eric with his big mouthful
of
food.
I'll
just took a huge bite.
Right, Ope wants an answer now. Get on that mic. The boss wants an answer.
I'll let you swallow. If you have that, by the way, bring it in, okay? Anyway, the often controversial Mancow, a syndicated morning host who has never been heard regularly in New York. And the reason, by the way, is no one wanted him in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really easy to get into New York radio.
Yeah.
We were just two dopey jocks from basically Worcester, Massachusetts, and we were able to break into the New York market. It is very easy. Because what's wrong?
Nothing. What are you playing?
What happened?
Oh, I thought you were going for... Are you finding a sound clip?
No, why?
Oh, because stupid Mancow. I don't want to hear him. I thought you were playing that one.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not playing that stuff. I wanted to read you the latest thing he said about us. Anyway, I knew you were distracted. No.
I'm just looking over at Eric.
No,
Eric.
The fact is, New York radio stinks, and it's very easy to get into this market. Mm-hmm. A lot of people thought, or think that this is the place to be for radio talent. It really isn't. There's other cities that have much more talent than New York City.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys come to New York and then get very, very, very lazy. Very lazy. And it kind of pisses me off because I spent half my career trying to break into New York radio. Mm-hmm. And then when we broke in, it was like, this is it?
This is it.
This is why we had to wait so long?
Yeesh.
So anyway, that's the reason, he was never heard regularly in New York is because no one really wanted him. He recently told Radio Ink magazine many of the things that got him labeled a shock jock were not his idea.
Ah, here comes the backpedal.
Was not his idea, Anthony.
Not his idea.
Which means he's a puppet.
Yeah.
So he was a puppet, right?
A phony.
So what? Management and program directors, told him what to do, and he just did it?
He just did it.
He had no say in the matter?
Is that what he says?
Recalling bits that drew complaints to the FCC in the 90s, mostly for sex stuff, Mancow said they were not my creations, but those of program directors who thought they knew what people wanted to hear.
So a PD would come in and tell him to do these, piss and shit and sex things, and he would just do them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big phony.
That's what your audience wants to hear. That you're a big fat phony. You're a phony.
You're a phony. Hey, this guy's a great big phony. Hey, you're a great big phony. You know that? That's right. You're a big fat phony.
He says the program directors made him do that stuff.
And management.
He's trying so hard to separate himself from the old Mancow because he wants to be like Hannity. He thinks now because you can't do shocking radio on terrestrial radio anymore, he knows he has to change, so he's trying to separate himself from the old Mancow and become the new Mancow, which he wants to be like Hannity. But Hannity is intelligent, well-read. The guy is quick on his feet. He can concentrate for more than 3 seconds. He can carry on a discussion. Mancow's got none of that.
And here's the deal. Hannity started radio about the same time we all did. So Mancow had the choice to either go and do this, quote, shock jock type of radio or do something a little more like Hannity's doing. He went down the shock jock road.
Yeah, and now that he sees that isn't working.
And it gave him a great living. He's a multi-millionaire because of it. But now because of all the FCC thing, regulations and all the crap coming down, he's like, oh my God, I can't make a living this way anymore.
Yep.
So now I got to try to be like Sean Hannity.
So he's saying, no, I never did any of that stuff. No, that stuff wasn't me. It was program directors. Here's what I wanted to do. And then he's going to try to do political commentary. The guy's got the attention span of a gnat. It's like 1 second he's off on another subject. He cannot carry on a discussion with anybody. He's got to be the center of attention. The guy's awful. He's great for radio in the days when you could go out and go to some bar appearance and have someone do something. That's it. Have someone do something wacky and outrageous. Have his boy Turd, was his name Turd?
I don't know. Go
out there and do some wacky thing. Some street guy. That's what he's all about. And now he's trying to change it like that in midstream. Don't work that way.
Yeah, just another phony that should say, hey, I did this because it made sense at the time.
Yep.
That's what he should have said. Now I'm putting that behind me, and I'm going in this new direction. At least then your listeners would respect you a little bit.
At least you're being honest.
At least you're being honest.
Or how about incorporating that into some of your shocking shows so it's not such a stark contrast when you decide to go off in that direction? How about that? You know why he didn't do that? Because he doesn't have it. He doesn't understand what it's like to even do a show like that. So he just did the shocking stuff because that's all he knew.
That's all he knew.
And now he's alienating any of the fans that he did have by saying that was all, phony. And he's trying to go off in a new direction. Good luck to you.
Left on his own now by the Talk Radio Network. Mancow said he's a different animal, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
What interests me radio-wise is far from the danger zone. You don't have to interview too many strippers or porn stars to realize they have absolutely nothing to say. It's voyeuristic, it's easy, and I got very bored with it, but I was told to do it.
Told to do it.
To me, it's bad radio, and I thought it was bad radio at the time. I've evolved from that.
What a lying sack of shit this asswipe is. Oh, I can't stand this guy. Man-cock. What a friggin' tool.
Another phony. This business is filled with them.
Another fake. Another phony. No, believe me, he enjoyed the hell out of it. When he's sitting there and the strippers are taking their tops off and he was talking to them and the sexual innuendo and making her do things in the studio and they're all laughing. Yeah, what was going through his mind? Oh, I hate doing this. I hate my program director for forcing this on me. Bullshit. You're so full of it. He was loving the hell out of it. And it came back, and it blew up in everyone's face. It blew up in every shock jock's face. That's what happened. And now he's backpedaling. Instead of figuring out a way to adapt your show to the circumstances out there as far as the government and the FCC goes.
And do it in a way where you're honest with your audience.
Right, you're honest with your audience. Instead of doing that, he's completely turning around, saying that was all fake. He was forced. They made me. Oh, the Nuremberg defense What an ass. I was following orders.
You know what kind of a pussy you have to be to actually listen to your program director?
Yeah. What are you doing that?
And be told... I'm not even kidding.
I know.
You know, unless
I'm not even kidding.
Unless you're doing weekends, nights at a music station, you should never listen to your program director.
Never.
If you're just a part-timer, yeah, you should listen to your program director or you're just out the door. The second you have ratings and you have a power base, like he did, of course you don't listen to your program director. You do the show that you know is going to be successful, that's going to make... Because it's your life, not his.
Right.
That's going to take the hit.
We piss off a lot of our old program directors because when they're with their friends and stuff, they're like, yeah, I'm responsible for Opie and Anthony's success.
Yeah.
You know, it was all about what I told them at the time. We didn't listen to any of you guys. None of you.
You know what you do?
We don't listen
what
to
they
anyone
say.
here at XM. We just plow forward and do what we know how to do.
You listen to what they say, and then you do whatever you're going to do, and just run with it. You deal with it that way because it's your life and your career, not the program director's.
Right.
If you fall on your ass, it's not the program director that's going to take the hit. It's you and your show.
And the reality is, I learned this a long time ago, you know, all program directors are failed radio hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Who would want the programming job if they could be just hanging out, you know, being stupid on the air?
I'll tell you one thing. Mancow's program director that he's talking about there must be a genius because it worked. The guy parlayed Mancow. The Mancow should be blowing this guy. He made him all kinds of money. Mancow wanted to do a totally different show. Look what he did for you, Mancow. He gave you a show that made you extremely rich. There you go. And you're faulting him?
You
what a
listen
liar
to him.
This guy is.
You listen to your program director. That is the biggest bullshit I've heard.
What a liar.
So anyway.
He's a one-trick pony. And that's it. Good. Try to go off in another direction like that.
Well, you know what? The whole shock jock thing was lucrative for many, many guys.
Yeah.
Many guys.
People made money
and we're all
that whole thing.
We were all under the radar as far as the government was concerned, and no one really cared. You know, you get fined every once in a while, and the radio company gladly paid it because it made their, you know, hosts a little bigger. Anthony and I understood the game, and we played the game probably better than anyone until, you know, it blew up in our face with the whole sex at St. Pat's thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Janet Jackson thing happened, and then all eyes were on, you know, indecency and what was going on in the radio world. And so now what happens, a lot of these guys are in deep trouble.
Right.
A lot of them have already been fired, and a whole other bunch of these guys have retired from the business, you know? You're either going to sink or swim. So if that's all you know is to be shocking, then you're fucked.
Yep.
Unless one of these satellite radio companies picks you up. Yeah. So you have the hope that you're one of maybe a handful of shows that go to satellite radio, because satellite radio isn't going to pick up all of them. Okay?
Well, Sirius might.
Sirius probably, right? Or you completely change your show, and you're good at it.
Right.
You know, just because you decide I'm going to be a political talk show host doesn't mean you have what it takes to do that.
Exactly. Good luck to you. Man.
Eric finally swallowed his food, Anthony. Another article about Mancow. He has no satellite radio plans. Okay. That's bullshit, by the way. He was trying to get on satellite radio, but...
we share agents, you dumb fuck.
By the way, XM just didn't want him. Mancow has considered satellite radio, but decided against it. At one point, I was offered $500,000 more than what I'm making now, and it went up from there. I had a moment where I soul searched. What a fucking asshole.
God, this guy is...
No one soul searches when they do this type of radio.
Is there any truth that ever comes out of this jackass's mouth?
I had a moment where I soul searched, and I realized I have more listeners in a small town like Joliet, Illinois, than I would on one of the satellite providers in a best case scenario. That's false, by the way. If radio was indeed about money, as it is for some, then satellite would have been a good choice for me. But if it is about art, if it's about communicating, and if it's about an audience, satellite's not a place to go to. I think as a guy that champions free speech, he doesn't champion free speech. And none of these fucking guys champion free speech. No one. Howard makes that same argument, too. Free speech, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. It's all bullshit.
I gotta say, as far as art is concerned, the place you want to be with art is where your art is not censored, where no one is telling you what you can and can't say. You have total artistic freedom, and that's what you have here.
Well, bravo, Jimmy. Bravo. I think as a guy that champions free speech and tries to provide a voice for hard-working, tax-paying Americans to now say, you love me, okay, it's going to be $15 per month, it's just sinister to me. I heard in the dusty old books that FM was going to be the death of AM, and I'm old enough to remember that MTV was going to destroy radio. Then cable radio is going to destroy us. When the smoke clears and the hype's over, Sirius and XM will simply be a very specialized form of broadcasting.
Yeah.
You delusional idiot. They'll have a station for chiropractors. They'll have a station for truckers. It will not be mainstream, and it will not be successful. There's new technology all the time. It's already an outdated model. It's all hype, and it will fail.
If man were meant to fly, he'd have wings. What an ass this guy sounds like. This is an old fogey talk. Oh.
And here...
If the locomotive goes over 30 miles per hour, man will surely perish. I love it.
Has he been paying attention to the numbers that satellite radio has been doing?
If man reaches an altitude of more than 3,000 feet, his body vaporizes. We all know this to be factual. Ass.
I hate closed-minded people.
Oh.
So,
me too. Them and blacks.
Wow. Ouch. I don't think we were even going there. Woo! That turn.
Oh, my God. Someone get a squeegee and wipe this thing off. Jesus Christ.
It's all hype and it will fail.
Wow.
Oh.
All right, time to piss off Anthony with the latest Mancow quote about us. It's amazing because I got to tell you, we share the same agent. My agent begged Anthony and I to fly to Chicago to have steak dinner with Mancow so we could all become friends. Because Mancow was trying to get into Infinity Broadcasting because he knows he was going nowhere with the company he was in. It's a fact. Time to really throw some shit on the table here. It's a fact. When Anthony and I were out of work, Bob's going to hate me for this one, but the general manager of Mancow's home station there in Chicago, I forget, what is it, Q101? Wanted to replace Anthony and I. Wanted to replace Mancow with Anthony and I. Yeah. They started talking about us taking Mancow's slot in Chicago. That is a fact, okay?
Yeah.
Also, Mancow turned around because, his ratings were in the toilet, and they continue to be in the toilet, and he tried to hire all our guys behind the scenes. That's a fact. I could get Ben in here. He talked to Ben. He talked to Steve, okay?
There is not a word of truth that comes out of this guy's mouth. Not a word that I have read from this guy is truth at all.
He talked to Sean Hannity about becoming friends with us, Hey, Ben! Mancow tried to hire you, right? Huh? Sure. Yeah, you're all... Why are you all paranoid? You got a job with us. Did he...
I'm not going to try. He was good to me. He was nice to me.
That's what I'm trying to say. He's good to you, and then he'll turn around and trash you.
Call you an ass.
But he did try to hire you, right?
Yeah.
Call you a wild-haired, herky-jerky guy. Oh, wait. We do that.
All right, so he also has questions whether being on satellite radio is really freeing. What Opie and Anthony did in New York, they're just vile human beings.
Yeah, there you go.
I read this stuff and laugh openly because I know all the stuff behind the scenes of him trying to be our pals.
What an asshole.
He says, referring to the incident in which a couple was encouraged and caught having sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral during one of their broadcasts. And now they have all this freedom to be degenerates on satellite radio. Can they come back from that? No, they're failing. Part of the thrill of these shows is that there are rules. When that's removed, what's the fun of wallowing? If we didn't have laws, you could go rape and kill and pillage.
What?
It's fun in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but is that the world you want to live in? I don't think so.
In one breath, you cannot say, I want to be an artist, and I want artistic freedom, and in the next breath say that the part of the fun of it is that the rules are in place.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
He doesn't make sense.
The rules being in place never makes it fun. Pryor and Carlin are never funnier with language restrictions. No artist is better with restrictions. You work with that because you have to.
Well, there you go.
He's a hypocrite.
There he's being a hypocrite once again. He said. I mean, it says it right in the same article about free speech. champion free speech.
Computers in every household? They will never be smaller than a boxcar.
Now you can actually accurately say that about Sirius satellite radios. I actually said actually and accurately back to back and almost tripped. Ooh, nice one, bird vagina lips.
So there you have it. Well, that's the latest on that stuff.
Art is never better when it's censored. And I'm not some dumb maverick, but that's reality. You're never better. That's been the problem the arts have been dealing with for 10 centuries. Is this idea of censorship and of stepping on them. So when you have rules in place that you have to work around, all that does is fucking frustrate you and cut your balls off.
So Mancow says we're failing. Other critics have said we're failing. Prove that we're failing. Someone out there prove that the Opie and Anthony show is failing on satellite radio. Please. I beg you.
Yeah.
Instead of just throwing out a blanket statement that we're failing. Do you understand that XM could get rid of us pretty much tomorrow? Mm-hmm. If we're failing, why would they be paying our contracts? Why? Why? Answer that. Instead of saying we're failing, you tell us why we're failing.
Hello, exactly!
In this new medium. And we're growing every day.
And why pull you off the premium channel if that was a way to make money? If you're failing and not getting people, why pull you off where you'll make no money instead of leaving you where you're making them some money if there wasn't a reason for it? Just fucking idiots people are. Makes me sick. Because at least be honest if you're going to criticize the show. Be fucking honest.
That's what I was going to say. At least be honest and at least be real. There was a reason we were on the premium. A lot of people, I didn't agree with it, Anthony didn't agree with it, but we had no choice. They were scared of us. Of course. Of all that happened with the St. Pat's incident, okay? Mm-hmm. There were threats of boycotts and all sorts of stuff, whoever signed us. And it turned out none of that crap happened, thank God. Yeah. But so they were scared. So they're like, well, we'll protect ourselves even more. We know these guys are talented. We know these guys could do some really great radio. Their track record, besides their stupid incident, is very good. So we'll hire them. We'll put them on a premium channel, which forces everyone to actually say, yes, I want to listen to these guys. They're not going to just, turn the dial one day and hear us. So everyone was protected. And then we'll see what happens. That's exactly how it was presented to us. We didn't agree. I'm telling you right now, we didn't agree, but we had no choice. So then they figured, all right, we'll give it about 6 months, and then we'll see where we're at that point. And then, bam, they're like, okay, there's no boycotts. No one's running, around in Washington or up and down the streets with their stupid signs. The advertisers and there are advertisers in XM, and there's car dealers and stuff like that, car companies. No one had a real problem with the Opie and Anthony show, so they're like, okay, we'll take it to the next level. Mm-hmm. So we'll take them off the premium. That's exactly what happened. But people like to spin that and say that's the reason we're failing. It's just not true.
Because people can't. What are they going to do? Criticize the show and say it's not funny? They can't criticize the show and say it's not funny. I mean, they could, but they would just sound ridiculous. They have to find some other business angle to spin.
Right.
Ugh.
But the satellite radio is taking off, and it's just exploding, in my opinion. And you get these asses out there in commercial radio that are just delusional.
I don't want to see it.
The latest is Mancow, once again. Mancow, who all of a sudden decided that he didn't do the shock jock stuff, that he was forced to do it because he's changing his image because that's the only way he's going to survive in this environment. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of syndicating them to really, really tiny stations in big markets. Like, he just picked up L.A., I guess, and he's, like, ranting and raving, but it's a tiny, like, Sports AM or something.
A little AM station.
You know how many, FM signals there are in L.A.?
A lot.
Gotta be 6, 7.
At least.
Try like 30 or 40 that people are listening to. It's ridiculous how many FMs are out there. So anyway, he was trashing satellite radio recently, and we got a little piece of that.
Sirius and XM, it's not going to work. It is not a business model that will work. In the end, what's going to happen is it will be specialized channels on those carriers, right. And it'll be things like the RV network or the Truckers network.
What?
The RV network and the Truckers network.
Yeah, because that'll wash. That'll fly. Not a good business model.
Another bullshitter.
He's using words like business model. He must know what he's talking about.
Another bullshitter.
Right now, on my cell phone, I can get tons of entertainment. Broadband radio,
What? Ringtones?
Yeah, what kind of entertainment can you get on your cell phone, you ass?
I get good entertainment on my cell phone, too. It's talk to fat chick, jerk off, then hang up while she's in mid-sentence.
Someone explain to me the entertainment you could get on your cell phone. It's all going the way of the cell phone. And satellite radio I think, will be available
part
on
of that.
Yeah, exactly. But what kind of entertainment are you getting on your cell phone now that is worthwhile? Some dumb ringtones of some stupid songs that you liked when you were growing up?
Yeah. What radio shows are you getting?
I suppose you get like a little comedy bit here and there. Who cares? A movie line? Wow. What else are you getting?
$7 a week to get a joke emailed to you?
You can't even take a good fucking picture off the thing yet.
No.
Still.
No, there's 2 megapixel shit. Camera phones stink. Buy it digital, you chiselers.
They're almost figuring out the camera phones.
Dude, they got them. They got 7 megapixel or whatever. They just refuse to sell them yet until we go buy up all the 2, 3, 4, 5 ones.
Buy the shitty ones.
But this guy's talking in broad strokes, saying he gets tons of entertainment off his cell phone already. That's just lying. It's not. Is it going that way? Sure, but it's nowhere near there yet.
Nope.
I can get tons of entertainment. Broadband radio, I've held it in my hand, where you can get any radio station in America for free. Why would you pay that kind of money for XM or Sirius?
Broadband radio off the computer.
Yeah.
Have you listened to that shit? I hate the dishonesty. It is awful. They don't have that figured out yet either.
You need an awful long cable for your car.
And you're still listening to commercial radio, which is nothing but commercials, and there's no freedom. That's the problem. I don't care if you can get on the computer. You want to hear dog shit from Dayton, Ohio on your computer in New York? Go ahead.
Great.
XM or Sirius. I was offered $500,000 more than what I'm making a year and a half ago. $1 million more.
A what?
And I looked at
$1 million or
$500,000,
Mancow? That's how you can tell someone's lying. When 2 seconds after they say one thing, they're saying another.
$1 million more than what I'm making a year and a half ago. $1 million more. And I looked at it and I went, God, I'm a guy that appeals to people that are going to work.
I know for a fact that this guy's lying. We had the same agent, and the guy was not offered to go to satellite radio. There wasn't enough appeal for someone like Mancow. Holy shit, this guy's lying through his teeth. He wanted to be on satellite radio badly. Badly. Oh, my God. I try not to go down that road often because we do have the same agent and, out of respect for Bob, but this guy wanted satellite radio badly. He also wanted to be part of Viacom to the point he wanted Anthony and I to fly into Chicago to have a huge steak dinner with him to get to know us.
Yeah.
So then we'd go back to our big bosses because we did have power at Infinity Broadcasting before he fucked up. And tell him how great Mancow is and how Infinity should hire this guy and finally bring him to New York.
Stop.
So we did, we saw the phoniness in it, and we didn't go for the big steak dinner summit. And then, immediately, of course, he starts trashing us. And then when we got fired, he tries to hire, all the guys behind the scenes here. But then insists that we're just awful for radio.
Yeah.
That appeals to people that are going to work. I've been free for 10 years. I would have more listeners in Joliet than I would nationwide or worldwide on any of the satellite providers.
I
didn't want
to... And maybe.
That is a lie, too.
Yeah. Maybe in Manhattan. But, Joliet.
That's a small town outside Chicago, right?
Yeah.
That's such a lie.
Wish the Blues Brothers could hear there.
If you have a name for yourself nationwide, you would have, more listeners. We have we have a huge audience at this point. A huge audience. And with XM adding 640,000 subs in one lousy quarter, it's growing every day.
On any of the satellite providers. I didn't want to do it. I wouldn't feel comfortable asking people to pay.
No. And I think they'll eventually take on advertising. Look at the technology today. We couldn't do this 5 years ago.
Well,
Here we are on the Internet around the world. It's free. But everybody, it's going to be interesting to see how Howard does on Sirius.
By the way, we're on the Internet, too.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And don't you have to pay for the Internet? Some kind of Internet service provider? Don't you have to pay for a computer?
Well, these guys have it all depends on the deal they have, I guess. But we're on the Internet as well.
Yeah, not totally free.
My plans in life didn't include him. And we're syndicating, and we're picking up a lot of stations. We just picked up L.A., San Francisco's coming, Houston is coming, Kansas City, New York.
New York? Really?
Yeah? When?
Really? You've been trying to get into New York for how long, Mancow?
Forever.
How long?
Whole career.
And everyone is like, just turn their back on you because they know you blow when it comes down to it? Why don't you talk about your fine ratings in Chicago, your hometown, and how great they are? Because you're so great. You stink on ice. And I've stunk for a long fucking time.
You can't say satellite's not going to go anywhere. It's already here. It's already here. It's working.
Satellite is succeeding even with that cash hemorrhaging anchor across the street. Serious.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, the reality is, you know, I mean, we like to have fun with the little doggy company, but, you know, the fact that Howard's coming to satellite radio has legitimized this whole thing. Us coming to satellite radio has legitimized this whole thing, you know?
Yep.
And it will be satellite radio against commercial radio, and we're going to take a big, huge chunk of the listeners of commercial radio. It's a fact.
Yeah.
You name me one commercial radio show, whether you like this show or not, but you think that commercial radio is giving you the laughs this show give you? I mean, I know it's kind of arrogant because I'm on it to say that, but come on. What funny commercial radio shows are out there? They're doing cutesy, unfunny, censored, terrible bits.
With huge commercial breaks.
Yeah. Well, the entertainment you could get on your cell phone, I'm corrected. You could get Family Guy clips on your cell phone.
Oh.
You know, that's fun, but that's, you know, after a while you're like, oh.
Yeah. Dude, that's great for your drive to work. You hold the phone up to your ear the entire time and listen to Family Guy clips.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
I understand that the whole, you know, the touch, what is it called? The ringtones. I understand that thing is taking off right now, and you know, and you can get your phone to do some stuff, but it's not going to keep your attention that long. It's a cute little quick thing, you know. Well, it was such a big story that everybody was scrambling to get radio DJs to talk about us. And pretty much most of these guys had no clue what we were about, what we did. No. Most of them never heard our radio show. But they were experts, nonetheless. We start with Sean Hannity, who had Mancow on.
Ugh.
Mancow.
What
one
a
of the biggest hypocrites in the radio
guy
business. One of the biggest cocks, hypocrites in the business.
Another lying sack of shit on the air.
Let me make this perfectly clear. I have never talked to Mancow in my life.
Never.
Never. We share the same agent, unfortunately.
That's about as close as it gets. I've never spoken to him, never seen him in person. Never. He's a lying sack of shit.
And after we got fired, he hated us so much in our radio show that he attempted to hire a lot of the guys that worked for us behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So he's another fucking lying sack of shit, hypocrite, dishonest radio douchebag.
Now he's trying to go legit or something.
Yeah.
And he's denouncing all the stuff he did that made him semi-famous. He's denouncing it as producers came up with it and his PD made him do these things.
Right.
What a cop-out. What a liar. Shut up.
Yeah, because the environment in radio changed so drastically, now he doesn't want to acknowledge all the stuff he did in the past.
Yeah, so he's saying other people came up with it. He was forced to do all the shocking stuff, and now he's trying to turn around and be some kind of a political... I don't even know what he's going for, but it's failing miserably. The guy just doesn't have the credibility or actual intelligence to discuss things like Hannity is a smart guy.
And you know our stupid company, our ex-company there, they're going to hire him to take over for Howard in a few markets.
Oh, good luck. Have fun. Boy, if that isn't a disaster in the making. Stern fans cannot stand this guy, and he doesn't have the juice to back it up and turn him around. Ain't going to happen.
Infinity, with their awful, and they're so unprepared for Howard leaving. There's nobody really to put in that play.
Yep.
All they're doing is they might as well just send out serious flyers. They are doing such a shitty job of covering those markets.
All right, so here we go. Without further ado, Hannity talking to Mancow.
And I also want to talk about how far is too far on radio. We have the situation in New York with two guys, Opie and Anthony.
Yeah. We share the same agent. Now, I studied to be a minister. You know this. I studied to be a minister. And I couldn't believe look, it's had a devastating effect on radio. The fact is it's had a devastating effect on adult male radio. It's affected everybody. But on a personal level, what monsters. Sex in a church. My God.
Shock radio.
Yeah.
Opie and Anthony. Now, they were very talented. They did very well in New York. And you can't dispute their success.
Yeah, I really can.
I love Sean Hannity because Whether you agree or disagree with his show, this guy is a very honest broadcaster.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he was a fan of ours way back then. I had no idea. I thought he became a recent fan of the radio program. But he obviously was listening enough to know that we did a lot more than the shocking stuff, and we were funny and entertaining, and as he said, very talented.
He's a smart guy who backs up what he's saying with research and facts. The guy doesn't just jump like all these other radio people with lines of bullshit that just because they say it, it's got to be true. Like Mancow. Right now, Hannity's going, you can't dispute their success. And he said their success. In New York, they're very successful. Whether he researched our other markets, I don't know, but in Philly, Boston, we were very successful. And now Mancow is going to try to dispute that? That is fact. It is written in Arbitron ratings. It is written in stadiums full of people that came to our appearances and our softball games and stuff. It's fact. And now this asshole Mancow is going to try to dispute it.
Well, you can't dispute their success.
Yeah, I really can.
They weren't talented. They did. No, they
no.
did. I was up against them, and I'm telling you, they had good ratings.
Look, we have the same agent, a guy named Bob Eatman out of L.A. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
But I read their ratings, and I'm telling you, they did well.
Well, okay, great. You know what?
Yeah.
Hey, the Christians and the Lions sold out every night. That's easy. What they did was easy. Sex in a church is easy, and it's evil.
I don't want to get into that.
You brought it up.
All right, but should they be off the
Yes.
radio?
Well, it's a tough call for me because in a free society, we have to have everything, don't we?
And you don't have to listen to Sean Hannity or Mancow Muller.
That's right.
Or Opie and Anthony.
My personal taste, I'm fine with them back under the rock from where they came. But should they have a right to do it in a free society? Yes.
Yeah.
What a douche.
What a complete asshole. Mancock.
Oh.
So you don't like to be compared with, quote, shock radio hosts?
No, because shock is shock for the sake of shock. It's I'm going to kill a Girl Scout to get attention. I have always look.
Of course. Well, that's a great example, you ass. This guy did his share of shock radio. He's going to make believe he never did any shock radio stuff.
He was known as a shock jock. Stop it.
He's going to make believe he didn't stop traffic on a bridge to get a haircut or whatever
he did. Like, that was his big thing. Yeah, he stopped traffic on a bridge.
That's done just to be shocking and get your name in the paper.
That's
you
shocking. You had a friggin' stunt guy named Turd on your show. Ugh. That went out and did wacky things.
Just shocking
stop
things.
it. You fucking idiot.
So you don't like to be compared with, quote, shock radio hosts?
No, because shock is shock for the sake of shock. It's I'm going to kill a Girl Scout to get attention. I have look, man, I'm telling you, look at the TV, look at these happy phonies.
But wait a minute, do you worry when you're attracting men 18 to 34, wait a minute, and you're doing all your sex stuff when you do it on the radio, are you concerned kids have the ability to listen to Mancow?
I don't do that much, no. Yes, of course I'm concerned. I don't want children to listen. And I tell parents when they tell me, oh, my family listens, I say, you know what, you're a bad parent. There's 100 different radio choices in Chicago. My idea of shock is talking about how Clinton was a rapist, having Juanita Broderick on, that kind of a thing that got me labeled as a shock jock.
Makes my
bullshit
blood boil. Another dishonest guy.
And he's on Hannity, so he's got to say, my idea of being a shock jock, and he's got to bring up something political. Because he's on Hannity.
These guys are just a bunch of opportunists. Obviously, we're going back 3 years, but it pisses us off when we hear this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many times Anthony and I have been called when another shock jock or edgy DJ does something stupid and gets fired? They want us on TV immediately. We've turned every single one of them down.
Yeah.
You're not going to see us going on TV to comment about another radio guy's firing. It's not our gig, man. It's not the thing we do. But these guys are desperate for attention, so, Hannity calls and they're, sure, when? Oh, my God, yes, of course I will. Anything to get my face on TV.
Mancow's never gotten over the fact that he can't succeed in New York. He can't fucking do it. It's the #1 radio market. For people out there in Radio Land, if you're in radio, your goal is to get to New York. That's your fucking goal. And he's never been able to do it. He's never been successful. He can't do it. And that's always killed him. And we come out of Boston on fire and get a gig in New York. Huge station, New York City. He's never gotten over that. He is a jealous fucking prick that has never gotten over that. And he's done nothing but envy what we have done. Always will bash us because of that, because of his own failure.
Radio stunts turn bad. The party is over for Opie and Anthony, as we've been discussing. Radio show canceled after that sex stunt in St. Patrick's Cathedral. And now that the plug has been pulled, will we be seeing kinder and gentler shock jocks? Joining us now from Chicago, nationally syndicated radio talk show host Mancow.
The opportunist.
The opportunist is making the rounds.
He was on for a week straight because of us. What a dick.
On a week straight, yeah.
And he says he doesn't do that shocking type of radio. He completely took our Whip 'em Out Wednesday thing and made it his own for a while there in Chicago.
Yeah.
Didn't you, Mancow? What about that one?
Shocking.
That's pretty shocking to have girls flashing drivers if they have a WOW sticker on their car. Did you or did you not take that bit and try to make it your own, you ass?
So, Mancow, was this like a shot across the bow of radio everywhere?
What do you mean by that?
Well, what do you mean by that?
You know, guys all over the country who looked up to Opie and Anthony, are they chastened now?
You know, I don't think anybody looked up to Opie and Anthony. I got to be honest with you. I think
Oh, stop already. Just stop.
And when you have to say I got to be honest with you, that means you know what you're saying is full of shit.
Just stop. You know,
if you study speech or any of that or communications in general, if you have to say to be honest with you, that means you really don't believe the crap you're about to spew.
Here's the deal. I am probably one of the most I don't think I'm successful guys ever. Like I'm not the pat myself on the back, talk myself up guy. I'm mostly the type of guy that kind of sees where I'm at and goes, gee, I hope this lasts long. You know, because I'm such a fucking self-deprecating ass that I am. But even with that mindset, I know we were successful at what we were doing at that time. Abso-fucking-lutely. For Mancow to go on these shows, and the guy doesn't even realize, hold the phone a minute here, man, cunt. You're on shows all week long that are talking about us. If we weren't successful and doing well in the business, the news wouldn't even be covering this fucking story. So stop it. You're lying. It's another one of these guys that are trying to play it off like we were nothing and that. That's just not the case. We were doing very, very well. And that's the only reason you're on these shows talking about it.
Anthony, are they chastened now?
You know, I don't think anybody looked up to Opie and Anthony. I got to be honest with you. I think it's like
we heard from other shows all the time that they looked up to us. Other shows coming up in the business. We were their influence.
Look at the golden ticket thing you're talking about. How many radio shows are responding to that? A lot.
I got to be honest with you. I think it's like, do other corporate guys look up to the Enron officials? I think these guys were bad eggs. Opie and Acne, not a fan. Didn't like them as people. And I think this is as easy as it gets. And
shocking.
Didn't like them as people. Now, what is that based on, Mancow? The many times we hung out?
Yeah.
Are you bitter because our agent begged us to fly to Chicago to meet with you, and you were going to take us out to this big, huge steak dinner in Chicago?
And we said, no, fuck that guy.
Because you wanted us to, put in the good word with Infinity Broadcasting so you could get in a real radio company? Did that happen or not? Did you not try to set that up with Bob to get us to fly to Chicago for a nice, big steak dinner, a nice powwow where we get to know each other? And then we would go back to New York and we'd go to our bosses and go, I think you guys should hire Mancow on WNEW because they were looking for talk shows. Did you not try to make that happen?
That's a lying,
you lying sack of shit.
Opportunist douchebag.
You don't like us as people. What is that based on? What is that based on? There's not many people listening to this program right now that know what kind of person I am outside this studio. But you know, even though you never met me?
Never.
I think these guys were bad eggs. Opie and Acne, not a fan. Didn't like them as people. And I think this is as easy as it gets. And what scares me is the woman, you got that email, Karen from Michigan, you put that up. Let's get rid of all of them.
The fact is, Dan Rather called what I have to say hate radio. They call Bill O'Reilly hate TV. What I do is not shock radio. I have an opinion. It doesn't go along with the liberal media, and so therefore I'm labeled a shock jock. Look, I study to be a minister, John. These people having sex in a church.
What does that even mean?
They're filthy, they're animals, and I don't like being lumped in with them, and frankly, I don't think they should ever be allowed to work again.
Not only are we working again, we'll be much bigger than you.
I study to be a minister with your hack fucking radio voice.
I know a lot of people out there are like, dude, chill. It's been 3 years. No, we're not going to chill. Our old company, they wanted us to. We could have got out of our the contract they were holding us to if we signed a little piece of paper that said we will never talk about Sex for Sam and we will never talk about past or current employees of Infinity Broadcasting. It's a fact. And if we did sign this paper, they would let us out of the contract earlier so we could get our radio careers back. Anthony and I said, no fucking way.
Yeah.
This was a big fucking thing that happened to us in our careers and affected our lives. If we have to sit so we get to finally talk about it and rip these guys a new ass that had all these dumb things to say about us, then so be it. We'll wait it out. And then they said, well, if you do sign the paper and then you do start broadcasting somewhere else and you slip and you mention Sex for Sam or you mention Howard Stern, we're going to fine you $100,000 per incident. Guess what? We said no. We'll sit out.
What a tool.
At one time or another, back in my ancient history, there were some fairly bright lines in radio that the FCC had painted. They're not quite so bright anymore, or maybe after this they are.
I mean, look, I guess that whole sex in a church thing I had planned for Monday is done. Look, the line is very blurry. I mean, guys have always complained about that. I don't know what your experience was in radio, but the lines are there's a lot of gray area. But one thing I know, I mean, for God's sakes, let's just think about this as a human being. You're in New York City, sex in a church. I mean, the Catholics pretty big group in New York there. Stupid. It's just stupidity.
All right, I'll give him that.
Poor Mancow. He didn't get the laugh there, though.
No.
That's why, when guys talk that fast and they have to, make sure there's no space in between
with that voice, that hacky voice.
That's usually a person that is very insecure about what they're doing and they don't want to stop because they don't want to see the reaction they're going to get for what they're saying. You understand what I'm saying, Jimmy?
Certainly do.
If you study speech and communications, I mean, you can learn all this stuff. People that have to fill up all the air and leave no spaces are very, very paranoid and worried that they're going to make to be looked the fool for what they say.
I can't wait till Howie's listeners get a shot at this guy. Man, good luck. Good luck, man, cunt. Good luck.
And what kind of blew me away about this deal was, as you know, on Fox and Friends in the last day or so, one of the guys who works here also works on that former show, said they had been told, and they sent these people out to do the stunt, don't go in St. Patrick's. And when they called in, they said, we're at St. Patrick's, and these two guys said, go on in. It just kind of makes you wonder, what were they thinking?
You know what they weren't thinking? And I mean, again, this is the problem with being lumped in with these guys. Should we get rid of Rush on the radio? Should we get rid of Sean Hannity? All of these shows are being lumped in, and I just don't think...
What
is wrong with you?
Yeah, they're lumping in Rush and Sean Hannity. See, this is what he's trying to do right here. He's trying to put himself in the same category as Rush and Sean Hannity by saying, I don't want to be lumped in with those guys, and they're lumping us all in. Sean Hannity, Rush. No one is mistaking you for Sean Hannity, cock. No one. You don't have what it takes to be an intelligent talk radio host.
He wants to be the next Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity.
He wants to. Sorry, you fucked your credibility up already. It's over, Johnny.
How are those ratings in L.A. there, Mancow?
Ooh, how's that working out for you?
On that tiny little AM station. That's pretty impressive, huh?
All of these shows are being lumped in, and I just don't think it's fair. These guys are dirt bags. I know these guys.
See,
no, you don't.
By the way, and unfortunately, if this does happen, they're going to look at my brothers. But this is a fact. One of my brothers if he ever sees Mancow, we'll beat the shit out of him because of what you're about to hear. We'll beat the shit out of Mancow. Not the coolest thing to say on a national talk show. I understand that.
I know these guys.
But my brothers were so infuriated by what you're about to hear that one of them, because, I mean, you think I'm whacked? There's a side of me that's whacked. I openly admit it. I have brothers that are way more whacked than me. One of my brothers was looking online for a flight to Chicago just to beat him up because of this statement.
Being lumped in, and I just don't think it's fair. These guys are dirtbags. I know these guys. We have the same agent.
These guys are dirtbags. I know these guys. He's never met us.
We have the same agent.
He's never met us. So he's just flat out lying through his teeth because he has to make up some good stuff for his TV appearance.
I know these guys. We have the same agent. That's the only thing I feel bad about.
How do you know us? Mancow, how do you know us if we've never met? How do you know us?
Know these guys.
How do you know us?
He doesn't. More lying.
I don't want my guy to lose money over these two jag-offs, as we would call them in Chicago. They're bad guys. Say la vie, goodbye. Don't lump everybody in with these idiots.
How do you know we're bad guys, Mancow?
Yeah.
How do you know we're bad guys?
He knows us personally.
The only time you wanted us to meet, we said no. And that's because we didn't get on the phone with you. We said it through Bob. We've never talked to you once in our lives.
He's scorned like a fucking little bitch. Like a little bitch. He's scorned.
Let's back up here a little bit.
Okay.
Everybody has bosses.
Yeah.
And the FCC is the boss of the radio station owner.
Right.
And the owner is the boss of radio station management. So what are managers saying today now that they've seen this can get so ugly?
Here's the thing, and I do want to bring up something very important, and it does relate to your question. I don't believe that we need more government. I mean, all of us have had to deal with the DMV or the post office. It's a disaster. I don't think this is a case of big government. I hope not. I hope there's not a witch hunt, because, who will be next? But I think the people have spoken. I think it's community standards, and the people of New York said enough is enough with these guys. My conversation with my managers, they know I'm never going to have people having sex in a church. I mean, listen to what we're saying. Listen to the fact that we're debating this. Is it so many years of Clinton that we even debate this? They had sex in a church. You're done. You don't deserve to have the tool of radio anymore. Goodbye. See you later, losers. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. So I can't even believe we're debating this.
Come up with that one.
And what are managers saying? To me, they're saying nothing, because they know I would never do something so stupid.
I love hearing this stuff because everyone thought we were done for good. Every single one of our fucking enemies. You're not going to hear from those guys again.
That's it. They're done in the business.
Really, now we're going to be bigger than ever. Eventually.
They're done in the
We
business.
understand that. It's growing every day, though. You just watch what happens next. Let's say hi to Wayne in Illinois. Wayne, what's up? Wayne, let's go.
Yes. Hey, I just want to comment on what kind of a douche this guy is. One of his skits was he had somebody shave somebody's ass and turd ate it. I mean, what kind of a hypocrite is that?
Shaved someone's ass and his little sidekick turd ate it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm not a shock jock. What I like doing, I like being compared to Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity. Not a shock jock.
Yeah,
exactly. Hey, shave that guy's ass, and then turd, you eat it. Oh, look, turd's eating it. You shut up.
Punching out, guys. Thanks.
Bunch of hypocrites.
Oh, man, I'm disgusted.
That's a funny bit, too. I like the idea.
Shave his ass.
And have a guy eat it. I would really laugh if someone did that. Especially if it was Steve's awful Lebanese ass.
Big furry mess.
Eric in Philly, what's up?
What's up, dude?
Hey.
Hey, happy belated birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, I don't know if you caught the episode, but Cat House on HBO, Mancow was on there. He was on with that big fat fuck that owns the place.
Hey, my friend. Dennis Hoff is my friend. He's a good egg.
So he went on some show about a whorehouse?
Well, I'm studying to be a minister.
Yeah,
But you're doing a show that's all about a whorehouse.
Tits and,
yeah,
oh, yeah. He's Mr. Moral America now. Punching out.
There you go.
Because he's a liar. He's trying to be a chameleon. He's trying to change his colors because of the climate in radio, and he can't do it. He's incapable of doing it because he's stupid. The guy wants to lump himself in with Hannity and Rush. Stop. Just stop it.
So you pointed something out, backing up a little bit. Mancow, had to talk about us. It was 3 years ago today. We did the Sex for Sam thing, blew up our radio careers. We had to sit out 2 years and 3 months.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the satellite radio companies came a call in, and we chose XM Satellite Radio over the little doggy company, and we couldn't be happier.
Right.
And we're going to be bigger than ever eventually. We know that now. So Mancow was on all these TV shows saying we're done, blah, blah, blah. And you pointed out something during the break here, Jimmy.
Yeah, it seemed like in the one, and I noticed this only when hearing them back to back, but in the one clip with Hannity kind of pinned him and said, well, what about, should they be allowed to do this? And he's going, yes, in a free society, yes, they should. And then it seems like in the next clip, he's like, they should never work. It was just an odd inconsistency to hear when you hit back to back.
Inconsistent, Mancow?
Should they be off the radio?
Well, it's a tough call for me because in a free society, we have to have everything, don't we? But should they have a right to do it in a free society? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And then
these people having sex in a church, they're filthy, they're animals, and I don't like being lumped in with them. And frankly, I don't think they should ever be allowed to work again.
Free society should be able to never work again. What?
They had sex in a church, you're done. You don't deserve to have the tool of radio anymore. Goodbye.
What happened to the thing about free society?
I was studying to be a minister. What happened there? He didn't finish? What happened with his studies?
I don't know.
What a dickbag.
And he's trying to claim that he's not a shock jock and he never did shock.
No, I'm not a shock jock. I don't like being lumped into that. What I find shocking and why I get pegged as being a shock jock is because I bring up Bill Clinton. Oh, Bill Clinton, that's what made you a shock jock. That's what gave you the label.
It wasn't this?
Thank you for calling the Information Center. This is Cindy. May I help you?
How you doing, Cindy?
Just fine.
This is a tampon hotline?
Yes.
Okay, because I got a problem here. My wife got a little bit of a problem with one of these tampons. Can you help me?
I can.
I can't get the cotton out of my teeth.
What an ass.
Not only trying to do the shock jock thing,
Fake.
also doing a fake, phony fucking phone call. That was some of the worst acting I've ever heard.
What an ass.
He doesn't do shocking stuff, huh?
Hello?
Yeah, Miss Hand?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you the woman offering the job?
No.
The man told me to call you.
Call me for what?
Something about a job.
No, this must be the wrong Mrs. Hand. This is the Hand's residence.
Yeah, I've been looking for a hand job.
Yeah. No, there's nothing available.
This isn't the place to call for hand jobs?
No.
All right. Goodbye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
You don't lump me in with Hannity.
You will fly with me and live here. And since you cannot remember your name, I will call you Bird Boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
A couple examples of him doing shock stuff.
Tampon in the mouth. Hand job. Yeah. Yeah. You're right up there with Limbaugh.
Yeah, because that's exactly what Sean Hannity does on his show. And Rush Limbaugh does.
Yeah. Welcome to the Excellence in Broadcast Radio. Is this the Hand residence?
Shut up. Right.
What an ass.
Wait, let me get you the music amp just for a second here, because it's just so much fun to hear the music. There we go.
Welcome back to the Rush Limbaugh program. Excellence in Broadcasting. Is this the Hand residence? I am looking for a hand job. Please don't lump me in with the likes of Opie and Anthony. The most shocking thing I ever say is Bill Clinton is a rapist. Now that I'm through with that, hello, bowling alley, do you have 10-pound balls? How do you walk? Please continue listening to the Rush Limbaugh program on these stations that you listen to every day. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Well, you best let him out. He's suffocating. What a dickbag. Man ass.
Too good, too good, too good.